Hello everyone, my name is Puraskar. Thadani. I'm the editor for Elite Magazine India, and today we're shooting for Elite 40 under 40. 40 entrepreneurs who have really changed the way we look at entrepreneurship in India. Today with us, we have a very dynamic and young entrepreneur who has changed the way we look at entrepreneurship in true sense. We have an artist called Sanuj Birla, and we're going to talk about his art and his journey to becoming an artist, a very different way of entrepreneurship. So, hi Sanuj, how are you?
Hi, how are you, bro? Thanks a lot for having me on this. I'm privileged to be a part of 40 under 40, which also reminds me of my age. I'm getting close to 40. But yeah, well, when it comes to entrepreneurship, well, becoming an artist, I actually never thought of it being more of an entrepreneur kind of a journey. But me belonging to a business background really helped me, get into the whole entrepreneurship of art. Whereas a lot of artists are just artists. I'm not just an artist. I'm actually a businessman turned into an artist. So I really take my art in a very different approach.
But I'm really interested to know how did it all start. I mean, we've seen artists a lot, and the way you have grown in the country, there's been a complete rage for pop art, and it's been quietly, I could say, at least 70% driven by your work, and that's amazing to see
Well,
that.
I have been lucky. If you're saying so many good things about me, I think I'm doing well for myself. But how did it all start? Well, I've been doing art as I was a kid, since I was a kid. In fact, in school, I did my majors in fine arts also. But once I finished my school, I did not paint for good 4 or 5 years because belonging to a business background, I actually went to a business school. I was doing BSc honors. After that, I went to art school where I was doing retail, but not per se art, professionally. And then I started my family business. I joined my family business. It's only a couple of years down the line when I was into my family business, I actually needed a stress buster to, because see, family business is something that you never choose in your life. Passion is something that you choose in your life. So I never chose my family business, but I chose my passion. So my passion was my stress buster. So I just started painting myself. And in fact, the first painting I did after 6 years was for my own room. And the only thing I did was I actually posted it on Instagram. And as soon as I posted it, people started asking me, where did you get it from? I want to buy the same. And I told them, well, I made it. So they said, I want to buy it from you. I was like, well, I made it for myself. He's like, no, I want to buy it. I was like, all right. So then I sold that piece. And that's how it all started. And after that, there was no looking back. I kept on making new pieces. People started buying new pieces. And I never thought it's going to turn into a full on business. But yeah, now there's come a time where I'm not able to go to my office. My brother and my father take care of the family business. I'm busy taking care of my small business, which is not so small anymore. I think I'm probably the only pop artist from India representing internationally, doing exhibitions abroad and making my presence felt internationally. But it all didn't start merrily. In fact, the initial people who actually bought my paintings were my friends. So, it's like you need to have very good friends in life with money to really invest in you. So, yeah, that's how it all started. But then I think I was just lucky that I was born into a family where I didn't have a lot of peer pressure of taking care of the family business, which is not the same case in many other people's lives.
Yeah, that's
A
something
lot
I
of
also wanted to talk to you about. That's something what even in today's culture, though it's changing quite a lot, and we see entrepreneurship. Even such amazing entrepreneurs. Even in this list of 40 under 40, we have some amazing people, and they've come from various different backgrounds. It's not just about becoming a doctor anymore or an engineer anymore.
yeah,
And
trust
parents
me.
understand that now. It's changing, but still choosing a line that's why I wanted to have you on board with 40 under 40. Choosing a line like, let's say, an artist or a musician, or going into a field which is a little off track than the regular. Yeah, you can go into entrepreneurship, though entrepreneurship itself was a taboo but a few years ago. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
stick to a job, government job is the best job, that kind of structure. Moving to that, being an artist, did you face any backlash when you decided, okay, fine, I'm going to leave my family business, or I'm going to follow my passion?
Well, as I said, I was lucky enough not to go through a very hard time when it comes to that. But yeah, uh, as you said, a lot of parents have started, accepting what you want to do as a passion, and they start actually understanding that if a person pursues his passion, he'll only do better than what you would end up doing if you're just trying to, take care of family business or do a desk job, because that's not your passion. So you don't put your heart and soul into it. So for me, initially when I started, I myself actually did not know that I'm going to reach to a certain level where I'll have no time for my family business and I'll be busy taking care of, my work. And my parents have been highly supportive. There's never been a time where my parents have said, why are you wasting time doing art? They've always supported me and said, no, make more good art. We just love what you're doing. But yeah, in India per se, not everyone understands different businesses like art. For example, a musician or an artist. I was lucky that my family was supportive, but people, when you tell them, oh, what do you do? I say, I'm an artist, So when you say you're an artist, they just end up thinking of that guy holding a thela and a jhola and just making paintings and moving around in chappals and have no knowledge of the world, what's going on, what's not going on. But actually, the reality is I'm the new age artist who has done business and understands business. So I take art as a business and not just as a passion. So to make someone understand that I charge X amount for...
we need to make people understand. So like,
Yeah.
I know, I love your art. It's very quirky. I think it's the thing. Right now it's in tune with the time. Like for example, we have this wonderful Popeye holding 2 champagne bottles right here.
Yeah.
It's all chrome and gold and wonderful. What about you? Always want to do quirky art or pop art?
Yeah.
I think that's also a lot of different. I mean, we've not seen a lot of pop art artists in the country.
That's true. So basically, when I was doing art as a kid in school, I was not doing pop art at all. I was doing serious art. But once I started painting later on, what actually changed my perspective was also a lot of international exposure. Me traveling abroad, studying internationally, going for holidays, is when I actually started picking up the international culture of art. That's when I realized that this is what is missing out in India, which was pop art, which no one was doing. And now with the exposure that all the kids have, and 60% of the people I know, their kids end up going abroad to study. So they have that exposure. So when they come back home, they're not looking for serious art in their houses. They're looking for something fun and pop. So that's the market, which is a big market gap. You know how all these builders say there's a big market gap for a certain kind of a product. So I found this big market gap for pop art in India, and I just capitalized on it.
It works also. I mean, it's fun, it's quirky. It's not. I mean, you're making art accessible to everybody. Anybody can understand. Being a Popeye or a Donald Duck or a Mickey,
those
we've grown up seeing these characters. We can relate to it. It kind of touches our innocence, I could say, or we feel like when I look at it, I feel like a kid again. It's such a cool thing to have.
So that's my USP. Actually, when people ask me, so what do you think of art when you're making something? And I'm like, well, I'm not that serious kind of a guy. For me, art is just fun. You look at it, you smile about it, and you just love it.
You don't understand that with your frames.
Yeah. You don't have to really like art and be a serious artist or art collector to understand my art. My art is just from the soul, from my childhood. 90% of whatever I make is actually a reflection of me as a child, because we all grow, but we need our toys, So right now, if anyone's really interested in getting a toy, they end up getting a car, right? So now I'm giving them those toys that they can come back, have it in their house, have it on their walls. So these things remind us of our childhood, and we relate to them because we've actually seen them and we've grown, up looking at them. So my art is fun, easy, light-hearted, and easy to relate to.
Very nice. Now, I'm going to take the conversation a little bit on the entrepreneurship side, because I'm sure there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're going to get a lot of competition also once they see how well you're doing. But, John, how many pieces do you do in a year? If you don't mind sharing that.
In a year, well, I've not calculated actually, but yeah, till now I can say that in the 10 years of me being into art, I've sold over 500 pieces of paintings and sculptures put together, internationally and nationally, because around 60% of my market is actually international. I have a lot of international clients because, as I said, my art is very international, and I never exhibit in India per se. I only exhibit internationally, and I get a very good response internationally. So that's one more thing that people need to understand is that if you have a passion, never think small. You should always have a bigger perspective. So when I was thinking of art, and I realized that, okay, I'm doing pop art, but in India, it's not that big. Internationally, it's very big. I wasn't scared to go internationally. and challenge the other
You're
international
ready to
artists.
explore the global market.
Yeah, so I just went international, and I just realized that the international market is appreciating pop art much more as compared to India right now. But I know India, it's going to be huge in the next 5 to 10 years. Pop art is going to be huge.
Just to give you a question, how much, what is the range of this stuff? For example, something like this, if you
Yeah,
don't mind me asking. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of viewers would love to
Oh,
know
yeah.
about this.
Well, this piece is for 95,000, which is a very reasonable price for artwork. If you same thing, if you were going to buy it from London or anywhere in Europe or US, you'll end up paying $3,000 to $4,000 for it. So I'm at least, let's say, 65% cheaper than international artists. So that's also one thing that goes with my USP as an artist. Secondly, because I'm from India, I've done business management. I understand that India is a very price sensitive market. So whatever I make, I price it very smartly at a price range where I know that an Indian person buying it for their house is not going to think twice to buy it. So that's also where the whole entrepreneurship comes in. You having that business backing.
Are the pieces one, or you keep on designing, or what exactly?
I do all limited edition pieces. So this is also a limited edition piece. So what happens in a limited edition piece, I do one sculpture in a certain color combination, 10 pieces. So if I do 3 color combinations,
so
that's
nobody has
30
to
pieces.
Same. So it's always different. That So the
So,
collection.
so there'll be only 10 pieces exactly the same way, and there won't be 11th piece after that. If the 10 pieces are sold, then I end up making a different piece with like a different bottle color or a multicolor base or something or the other. So I keep on, experimenting. So then what happens is whosoever is buying it also understands that maximum only 10 people in the world have that same
You have that
piece.
unique value.
Unique value to it. So all these things actually, so all these things build up your catalog as an artist, and you get more desirable when you start doing limited edition pieces, because people know that if they don't buy it in time, they won't be able to get it later on.
Do you do customization as well?
Yes, I do, because in India, people love everything customized. They don't want to just pick up anything. They want something teeny meeny customized.
What's the latest thing that you've done customized?
Customized. Well, I just made a 9.5 feet big sculpture for one of my clients. I would not be taking the name, but it was a huge T-Rex. So yeah, he just wanted a huge T-Rex in his backyard, and I was like, well, I'll make it. So for me, that's one thing, that if anyone comes to me, I'm that flexible kind of an artist that if you come to me and say that, listen, I want this, I'm like, I'll make it. I won't be like, okay, this is what I do. If you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't want to buy it, bye-bye. That's not me. I want to explore. I want to challenge myself. So by doing custom pieces, I'm actually challenging myself as an artist and exploring things which I've not done before. So that's something that really adds up to my experience every time I do a custom piece.
Wonderful, Sanuj. I mean, it's amazing to see your journey, to hear about from you directly about how you started becoming an artist, how you part of the journey, and your work is just amazing. We're so happy to have you with us.
Pleasure's all mine.
40 under 40.
Under 40.
100%
under 40.
And that's the thing. The reason we want to have you to inspire young kids, young entrepreneurs out there, that you can select a field which is a little off track, and you should not feel scared. There's a global market for everything.
Yeah, there is. See, passion is one thing that if you're really passionate about something, no matter what happens, sooner or later, it will give you good returns in life. Because see, passion is something that stays with you for life. It's not going to change. Your work can change. If you're doing a desk job, you'll be working in an X company as an X person, then in a Y company on a different post. It keeps on changing, right? And you can get bored of it. Passion is one thing that you never get bored of it. It's for life. So no matter what is your passion, always follow it, because sooner or later, if you're dedicated towards it, it will give good results. That's what I believe in.
God bless. And I think on that note, we should close it in. Yes, that was Sanuj Birla. Thank you, Sanuj, for coming here and talking about entrepreneurship and how it was amazing being an artist.
Pleasure's all mine.
And thank you so much for everyone. If you've not followed Sanuj, please go on Instagram, follow his page, see what he does. And yes, click the like button, subscribe button, and also follow us on Instagram at Elite Magazine India. This is Thadani signing off for Elite 40 under 40. Have a good day.